Hi, I'm Angie, and I want to welcome you to National Indoor RV Centers, where we specialize in the sales, storage, service, and detailing of only high-end new and used coaches. So basically, we do it all. You're going to love driving the Dutch Star. First of all of Newmar's diesel products have Comfort Drive. Comfort Drive is a computer-assisted steering, so it makes your drive so enjoyable. You're not going to be fighting the steering wheel all day. A couple of features about Comfort Drive. First of all, I can turn this steering wheel here all the way, let go, and the steering wheel will return to center. This is great for a couple of reasons. First of all, if I'm parking and my spotter's got me all lined up, I can just let go of the steering wheel and know that I'm going to go directly straight back. Another thing is, once I've parked the coach and I'm going to go to level it, one of the things you have to remember to do is always straighten your tires. With Comfort Steer, I don't have to worry about that. I know that it's going to go back to center. When I level my coach, take the air out of the coach, it's not going to go down and ruin the fiberglass around the tire or the wheel well. One of the biggest repairs that we have at National Indoor are folks that just forget to straighten up their tires. So that's one thing I don't have to worry about. Then you've got the controller here that you can adjust how the steering wheel feels. So I'm going to go ahead and start driving here. We're in the parking lot right now, and so I've got my Comfort Drive turned down to a 1 so that I can easily steer through this parking lot. I can literally use one finger when I start to turn the coach. Now as I'm going down a highway or a freeway, I'll probably want to turn that dial up to a 6 and have a little bit of a tighter feel in the steering. Comfort Drive makes it super easy to drive this coach. I can drive all day. I'm not going to be tight in my shoulders because it's doing a lot of the work for me. If there's a strong crosswind, the computer fills that and adjusts for me, so I'm not fighting the steering wheel all day. Same thing if there's a camber to the road, I'm not fighting that. The steering wheel does all the work. I'm literally just keeping my hands here to direct the coach, but it's pretty much effortless. All right, I'm getting ready here. I'm going to make a right-hand turn, and I want to show you how easy it is. I'll literally do it with one finger. I think this might be easier to steer than my car. You're going to love this, I promise. You've got to come out, test drive, National Indoor, and experience for yourself to know the difference. Okay, I'm going to demonstrate how Comfort Drive will allow you to, once you're lined up, go back perfectly straight. See, I'm staying right between the lines. And no hands on the wheel. A lot of people are intimidated by this size of the coach. They're like, no way can I drive a 43-foot coach. Well, I'm here to tell you that you can. I promise you, you can drive this. It's as easy to drive as my car. Driving along, it gets a little sunny, you may just want to hit this button here, lower your shade blind, and you can also lower your visor in the front just a little bit too. That sun's coming in bright, just lower it so that it's not in your eyes. It's nice and quiet. We have the generator running, the air conditioning on, and we can talk and have a normal conversation. I'm not having to shout. You're going to really enjoy the driving experience in the Newmar. All right, we're back from our test drive now. So now I'm going to take you outside. We're going to heat things up here a little bit and point out all the features on the outside of the coach. All right, now I want to show you all the features on the exterior of the Newmar Dutch Star. Now I want you to notice the nice chrome mirror. These are remote controlled from inside the coach. They also have defrost. They have the turn signal, so you're going to be able to alert everyone that you're making a lane change. And then notice where the side view camera is. This is a nice placement because when you're going down the road, if you put your blinkers on, you're going to be able to see down the full extension, the full side of your coach. This is a really big deal. All right, you keep hearing me mention 4369 as the floor plan of this coach. Really, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. With Newmar, the first two numbers are the length of the coach. So this is a 43-foot coach, and the floor plan is 69. This is one of 11 floor plans that we have in the Dutch Star. So you can really customize your coach with Newmar. They give you a lot of options. Another great thing that they did in 2017 is they added cut and buff to their painting finish. So this is a Sedona exterior paint, and cut and buff means that they do wet sanding and buffing between each coat. So that gives you a richer, deeper color paint. Also, when you're out shopping, looking at other coaches at this same level, go ahead and just run your fingers down their paint job. You shouldn't feel any transition. That's when you know that they've used a cut and buff process and nice paint. Okay, probably the biggest new feature that Dutch Star added to the lineup is the 19,000-pound axle. This is 3,000 more pounds than you had in the 2016. What does that mean for me? I can bring all my clothes, all my shoes. No, they won't weigh that much, but really, you can carry 3,000 more pounds of weight with this front axle. So that's huge. Also, with doing that, they were able to add the 365 Michelin tire. Now, I thought that meant that the tire got bigger and taller. Actually, the tread gets wider. So you've got a lot of tire going down the road. Here's our dual fuel fill. So we can fill this coach up on the passenger side or the driver's side of the coach. This has a 150-gallon fuel tank, and I can fill this up as quickly as I can in my car by using both sides. So that's a huge feature. We have the dual pane windows, and then right above those, we have the Girard awnings. These are beautiful awnings. They go the full length of the coach. They have the Nova pitch, so it gives you that extra shade, and they're LED lit, along with LED lighting below your slide out. So at night, it looks great when you come into the campground. Nice little setting for your party or whatever you're doing. Now that we've got the awnings down, we're ready to party. So what do we need first? Drinks, right? So here we have our external freezer. This extends way beyond the slide out, so you can access this when your slides are out. This can be used as a freezer, or you can change the temperature and use it as your drink cooler. So if you have all your friends over for a tailgating party, it's really easy to have your drinks here, and they don't have to go in and out of the coach for drinks. Behind this door, we have the exterior TV entertainment center. So you have the 40-inch LED Sony TV, and big feature is the fact that it swivels, so you can adjust that to where your guests are seated. We also have the Bose sound bar, which is new for 2017, and this great little switch here that we can take this from the TV, or we can go to the dash radio, just as a switch of a button. So it's really handy. Here is our pass-through tray. So you can access this tray from either side of the coach. Put some of your heavier items in here so that you don't have to struggle to get them in and out. Full extension there, and you can do the same on the other side. We have another big storage tray here. This is just accessible from one side. We also have some extra tiles. Every once in a while, someone will drop a jar or a glass on their tile floors. Newmar always gives you extra tiles, and at NIRVC, National Indoor RV Centers, we're happy to take care of that for you if it happens. We also have the central vac and all the parts that go with that. Newmar enhanced this bay just a little bit this year. We've always had the pegboard for tools. They've added this shelf so you have extra room for tools, oil, whatever it takes, or, you know, ladies, we can hang our earrings there. Kidding. We have the 110 outlet. Notice the difference in these two wheels. That is because this is our passive drive axle. It's a tag axle. When you're going below 20 miles per hour, this wheel is going to turn in tandem with your front wheel. Here's our DEF tank. That's, for those of you that don't know what DEF stands for, it's diesel exhaust fluid. You can fill this from here, which is what I prefer. That way you're not going to get it make the mistake of putting your diesel fuel in your DEF. Can happen, and you can ruin your engine that way. You can even, carry some with you here, but you can fill it from this side of the coach or from the driver's side of the coach. Here we have our 2 chassis batteries, and then we'll be on to some guide talk in the back of the coach. Everybody always wants to know about power. So how much power does the Dutch Star have? Has 450 horsepower, Cummins ISL engine. So this particular coach sits on the Freightliner chassis. What's new for 2017 is Newmar is now giving you a choice. You can choose to have the Freightliner chassis or the Spartan chassis at no extra fee. So we love that we get options. Another great thing with the engine is that you have all these filters right up front, easy to get to. We have the Oasis hydronic heating fluid right here, very accessible. We have the engine block heater, so on those cold winter nights, simply plug it in right there and you don't need to worry about anything freezing. We have a 15,000 pound hitch here. So what does that mean? That means if you have a 100 pound Chevy Suburban or a 4,000 pound Jeep Grand Cherokee, you're going to be able to easily pull that behind the coach here. A lot of people call that their toad. That's their tow vehicle. You can easily pull that right behind the coach and you're not going to feel a thing. I believe a picture is worth 1,000 words. Here at National Indoor RV Centers, we store 300 coaches indoors at all of our locations. And we have coaches coming and going all day long, every day. And one of the things I hate seeing is the unsightly runoff from the air conditioner condensation that runs down the side of the coach. Newmar has done a great thing. They have basically rain gutters like you have in your home, with one big difference. They're built inside the front end and the back cap of the coach. So you don't see anything running down the side of your coach. The condensation comes off the AC, runs into the gutters, and comes out the bottom of your coach. At National Indoor RV Centers, one of my tech's favorite things is the fact that this has a side radiator. So I just showed you how easy it is to access all those filters, get to the engine. It's because we have a side radiator. Great feature. Also, you're probably wondering what this rectangular door is that has no handle on it. It's an emergency egress door. Newmar added this in 2016 to its line. You can access from the inside of the coach. Great way to get out of your coach in an emergency. Or you may even want to load, have your spouse stand out here, hand you stuff for the coach, and you don't have to walk up and down the coach as you load your coach, get ready for a trip. Here we have the driver's side DEF fill. And they've added a new, bigger compartment for our Stinky Slinky. Yay! Just what we wanted. More room. We can put the neck connector in there so we don't have to have anything sloshing around in our wet bay. Speaking of the wet bay, here we are. So this wet bay is really nicely designed. Everything's labeled. You've got your water hose here. It's on an electric reel. That's standard in the Dutch Star. Very nice. We have the water filter. This is for the whole entire coach. So all water that goes in the coach will be filtered through here. We also have the autofill. So you just need to turn this on inside the coach. And then what will happen when your water gets to be about there's only about 20% left, it's going to automatically fill to about 80%. This is a great feature, so you're not going to be taking a shower and run out of water. It's happened to me before. Also, we have the sewage rinse. We have the external
shower, so once you've done all the dirty work with the Stinky Slinky, you can wash off, or if you've been to the beach, get all that sand off your feet before you walk into your gorgeous coach. Paper towel holder. Basically, they've thought of everything. It's even lit, so you can see in the dark. I want you to notice what happens with this door when I open it. It's going to open and drop down. This is great because normally your slide's going to be out a lot of time when you're accessing this part of the coach. This gives you a nice clearance of the slide. Here is your 50-foot, 50-amp shore power cord, and it is on a power retract wheel as well. If you've ever wrestled around with one of those in the cold, believe me, that's probably one of my favorite features because you don't get all dirty. It's very handy. You also have your SureGuard automatic transfer switch. Again, this compartment's lit so you can see this at night. Oasis hydronic heating module. So this is what supplies your coach with hot water, on-demand hot water. It also acts as the furnace for your coach, and it runs off the diesel fuel. Here we have our pass-through tray. So again, full access to this from either side of the coach. More storage area. And finally, we have our battery compartment. So we simply pull out these pins here. Voila, pull out our batteries. We have easy access to our 8 AGM batteries. AGM batteries are essentially maintenance free. Fuel fill from the driver's side of the coach. Again, 150-gallon fuel tank. And last but not least is our fuse panels. We also have access here. Pop that to pop the front cap. All this beautiful chrome and paint is protected by Diamond Shield. Now underneath, we have access to our 10,000 watt generator. This is going to run your 3 AC units, your microwave, crock pot as you're going down the road. You're not going to worry about tripping a breaker. We also have the air horns that are located now behind the front end cap, rather on top of the coach, cluttering the top of the coach. We have a hot water line, so once you are camping, you want to wash off all the bugs and debris from your windshield, you can hook your hose up there and wash everything off. In 2016, Newmar added the Star Foundation to its coaches. So we have this strong, true, and robust foundation. First of all, how do you want to build your house? You want to build it on a rock. That's basically what they've done. They've added a steel superstructure that runs from the front to the back of the coach and side to side. This is going to be your strong foundation for your house. So we all want to build our house on a level foundation. So we're not going to worry about tiles popping, sidewalls, and we're going to have less adjustments to our slide out rooms. The steel superstructure comes in really handy as you're driving down the road. First of all, we all know that road conditions have gotten way worse. Tons of potholes and road construction. The Star Foundation allows for the independent front suspension to absorb the shock of all those things rather than the house. We've talked about the important benefits of the Star Foundation concerning the construction and the great ride that it gives us. But now we're ready to stop in the campground for the night and level our coach. Invariably, we're always on an unleveled slope. So now you're not going to worry about the torquing of your coach and popping a windshield. We've all done it. We're just about ready to head inside. What are my options for getting in the coach? Well, obviously you have your keys, or you have your key fob, or you have your keyless entry pad here. So you can simply press in your code, and voila. You know, for those of us that might misplace our keys or lose them every once in a while, you have a way. You're safe to get in your coach. Also, another feature that I just love is the doorbell. You know, out at National Indoor RV Centers, I have to go and visit customers in their coaches fairly often, and you know, I'm always timid knocking on the door. I really love to have a doorbell. I know that they hear me that way. Now, before we step in, a feature that they added in the 17s are these shoe storage compartments. This one and then the second one is twice as deep. So that's really handy for your leashes for your pets, your shoes, anything that you just don't want to take into the coach. One of my favorite buttons that Newmar has added is the battery cutoff switch. They put it right here as you walk into the door. So literally as you walk in, you can hit your power, put it on. You're not going to be fumbling around in the dark trying to get up into this cabinet like it has been in years past. You're going to love the Flexsteel captain's chairs in the Dutch Star. So they have plenty of comfort buttons to adjust to get you right in the right position, lumbar support. They're heated. Also, my favorite button here is the footrest, so you can relax and really get comfortable as you go down the road. I also love the desk feature. So you simply put it out like that. You're ready to go. You have a 110 outlet and USB, so you can charge your cell phone and have your computer both here as you're going down the road. You also love this beautiful view of the countryside that you'll have. Now we're ready to park and level the coach. So we're going to go ahead and turn the key to the left into the accessory position, and then we're going to come over here and look at our hydraulic leveling system. Right now you can see that we're in travel mode, and then the two yellow lights are indicating that we're on a slope, which you normally are. So we're leaning to the driver's side of the coach and to the rear of the coach. So I'm going to go ahead and push auto level, and you'll hear the air being released from the suspension. Soon you'll start to see some red lights illuminate, and that will indicate that the jack is down in that corner. Let me show you how easy it is to store the jacks. Again, I'm going to put my key to the left in the accessory position, and then I'm simply going to hit auto store, and as the red lights disappear, that jack is up. All jacks are up, and we are now in travel mode. Let's get comfortable in our Flexsteel seats. We've got the handy finger controls to adjust the height of our armrest, so I want to get nice and comfy here. Then I'm going to press down on this pedal to the left, and that will adjust my steering column, so make that comfortable. Here you have the remote control for your mirrors. So those are your favorite, those are your best friend when you're driving a coach, or your mirrors. So you want to adjust that. And then we are ready to turn the coach on. Now remember, this is a diesel coach, so we want to wait for the little glow light to go off there before we start the engine. All right, so I just started the engine. Did you hear how quiet that was? That's one of the benefits to this being a diesel pusher and the engine being the rear of the coach. You're going to have a nice quiet ride. You're not going to have to yell to your passenger. So I'm just talking at a regular level. Very nice ride. Here we have our tachometer, our fuel level. The green indicators here indicate your, tell you if your DEF tank is full or empty. Battery levels. There's your speedometer, oil level, temperature, and your PSI. That will tell you how aired up you are in the coach. You want to make sure you're at the minimum level before you start driving the coach, or you're going to have a really bumpy ride. Here's a button which controls basically the computer that monitors everything on your chassis. So it gives you a lot of information. Everything is right at your fingertips here. We have the dome lights, the pedal, adjust so you can make those comfortable as you're driving. We have the air horn. If we turn that on, we're going to have a nice loud horn, or we can turn it off and just have kind of a little in the city wussy horn. Our battery boost. You're probably wondering what's that for. If you've been at a campground and your chassis batteries have run low, and you go to start your coach and you can tell that you don't have enough power,
You're going to hold your battery boost down. You're going to send power from your house batteries to your chassis batteries to get your engine started. Here's your gen start. So if you want to have your generator running so that you can run your ACs, your microwave as you're going down the road, you hold this button down until your generator starts. I'm going to go ahead and do that just so you can hear that it's not loud when it starts. Now I have my engine on, my generator on, and my air conditioning units running, and I'm still just talking at a regular level. Very easy to have a passenger and a conversation while you're going down the road. Your overhead fans are what you use to defrost your windshield as you're going down the road. You have low, high, and medium. Right next to the visor button, we have the courtesy switch. So if your spouse needs to get back to the bathroom at night, go ahead and hit the switch and it will illuminate a pathway for them to make it to the bathroom safely. Here we have our docking light switch. This will illuminate both sides of the coach so that you can see the curbs as you go into a parking space, or if you're trying getting into a camping space late at night, it's going to help you see those rocks and picnic tables that kind of jump out at you and scratch your coach. The hydronic heater fan controls the output of the furnace here at the dash between high and low. Your passenger can easily depress a button for the step cover. And as you can see, this is nice and strong and stable. Our last control switch here is the entry lock. So you can easily lock or unlock the door. If your blinds are down and you want to know who's at your front door without lifting them, you can go to your camera and just select which view. You can see all the way around your coach. You can do this if your engine's on or if you've turned your key to the left and you're in accessory mode. Here's our heating and air conditioning controls for the dash area only. Our 12-volt outlet there, and a nice little storage caddy. Here we have our USB port, our Clarion system, which is our nav system, and basically I could spend hours on this system, but at National Indoor RV Center we have a renowned delivery and walkthrough, and our technician will take you through each step of that and teach you all about it. A great feature on the Dutch Star is the powered toll window. So all we have to do here is hit the button. No more messing around trying to get the window open as you're driving to get to the toll booth or talk to your spotter. Just simply hit the button. We're ready to get going now, so I'm going to push to release the parking brake. I'm going to go over here to my Allison transmission and simply put it into drive. R for race. Just kidding. I know I'm blonde, but I'm not that blonde. R is for reverse. I just have a heavy foot. So, and neutral. Now, this will automatically downshift for you as you're going down a mountain, or you can do it manually in the mode. Here we have our tag dump. You can set this in auto, disable, or manual. I like to keep it in the auto mode. Your engine brake, simply turn that on, and then you can select low, medium, or high. So in the Dutch Star, you have 450 horsepower. That means you have 450 horses pushing you forward. When you have your engine brake, you have 280 horsepower pushing you backwards, assisting your brake. I refer to this as the nerve center of the coach. We have our inverter and our auto gen start. The inverter takes DC power from the batteries and converts it to AC power. DC could stand for don't care, or for the rest of you it stands for direct current to alternating current. So you can use all your 110 powered products in the coach like you would your home. So your TV, coffee maker, curling iron, blow dryer, you get it. The auto gen start lets you set the voltage so that when your batteries get to a certain level, they will automatically recharge themselves, recharge the house, and then turn off when they're done charging. Here we have the tank heat pads. So this will keep your fresh water,
your gray and your black tanks heated so that you never have to worry about them freezing. Your power control system will let you know how much power you're using. If you're using too much, it will start to shed the load. You have your Oasis hydronic heating system. This is what runs your furnace for your coach, your on-demand hot water system, and it will preheat your engine on cool days. This is your tank level monitoring system, so you can look at your tank levels and your battery levels. Your off door slide out and door side slide out, wine guard, over the air antenna. These are all for your power window awnings and entrance door awning. Driver's side and passenger side security lights, block heater, exterior step, exterior LED lights below the slide, and this is the control for your Girard awnings. Before I take the slides out, I wanted you to see the slide rooms in and that you have full access from the front of the coach to the midship of the coach. So you have full access to your kitchen area here, your stove top, microwave, sink, your half bath. You can easily get in and out. Full extension on your refrigerator doors and your pantry. So any snacks or treats you need as you're going down the road, you'll be able to get to them. Check out the hydraulic slide mechanism. It's both top and bottom, front and back. Kind of looks like the tracks from a Sherman tank to me. Nice and sturdy. This allows the Newmar to do the full wall slide and the full tile slide on this side of the coach, unlike the electric slide on most of your slide outs. All right, we're finally to my favorite part of the coach. Look at this beautiful interior. First of all, we have the Sedona interior with the Manhattan maple glazed wood in the cabinetry. I've turned around the captain's chairs here, so we have this huge living space, very cozy, and you can have lots of guests. One of the things I really want you to notice that there is no carpet. No carpet anywhere in this Dutch Star. So not up by the captain's chairs, and especially not in the full wall slide. That's full tile. All right, I mentioned that we have 4 recliners in this coach. The driver's seat turns around, and it's significant that it also has a footrest. Not all coaches in this level have that option, so that's really nice. And we've opted to put the 2 recliners in place of the sofa, which comes standard here. So these recliners are super nice. You better come and sit in them. There's really no other way to experience them. Not are they beautiful, but they recline. So you can lay back here, watch the football game, and try not to take a nap. We have 4 TVs in this coach. The big one that we have overhead here, and then my favorite one that I have tucked away, it's a little secret. I can have my beautiful view of my campground, or simply at the push of the button, I'll have the TV. We have the exterior TV, and then we have the TV in the master bedroom. You're probably wondering, why do we need 4 TVs? Well, I've got the game going on outside. I could also have the game going on here as we're going down the road. The kids playing a video game on this TV, and a couple of kids in the back watching a movie as we go down the road. Now we want to make the coach comfy for our guests. So here is the control for our AC and our heat. Simply hit that button twice and you'll turn it on. Now we have the new bigger display panel for the lighting system. So if I want to dim the lights, I just touch those 2 buttons together. The lights dim. If I want to turn off all the lights, I hit those 2 lights. And if I'm coming into the coach, or if it's nighttime, I want to turn all the lights on, I just hit the top 2 buttons. Another great feature, as I get the living room ready, is we have this control panel. This is going to control all the shades on this front part of the coach. So all I have to do is hit the all night down, and then shut up the coach for the evening. Or if I'm ready for the shades to be up all day, up. And maybe I just want a little sunscreen down. So as soon as they go up, I'll go ahead and put the sunshades down. It's as easy as just pushing the buttons. I don't have to walk around to every window and pull down the sunscreen or the blackout shade. I'm going to go ahead and make up the bed for my guests tonight. And now I've got the bed all ready for my guests. All we need is a little ambiance. As we're walking through the coach, make sure you notice the beautiful cabinetry throughout the coach. Beautiful craftsmanship. Also, we have these nice solid surface countertops. You always have a place to set your drink. They've even given you a little extra space here for a drink or a notepad. And the nice full extension drawers. Look how deep that drawer is. It's the full length of the table. You can put your remotes in here. There's just tons of storage in this coach. I want you to pay close attention to the ceilings in the Dutch Star. First of all, they're not littered with a bunch of AC vents or return vents. They're nice, clean, sleek. You just got your LED lights here, and then you have your beautiful ceiling covers here. What's behind these? Behind door number 1, we have our AC vents and our return vents. So this is significant for a couple reasons. First of all, having them next to each other is very efficient and very quiet. Next thing is, if I need to change my filters, wow, took them off. I'm going to go wash this out, dry them, and then pop them right back up. I'm not going to spend all day unscrewing the AC vents and filters and cleaning them. And then when I'm all done, I simply just pop that right back up. So the other thing that makes this very, very significant is it's very easy to cool your coach. When I have my slides in and I'm going down the road, my AC is blowing on me right here. It's not blowing underneath my slide and keeping that cool. It's much easier to keep this coach cool and hot when I'm going down the road. Here in the kitchen, we have a new little button that you'll like. So you simply push that button here, which extends the countertop, the island, and you have these nice full drawers that you can fill up with all your utensils. Notice beautiful solid surface countertops. We have lots of space to work here, and then below the countertop we have the flush mounted stove top. We have cutting boards on this side of our stove covers. And then a really cool thing that they did in the 2017s is this is now portable. So you can take that out, simply unhook it, and you can go use this outside. You also have beautiful sinks. Notice the residential faucets, convection microwave oven, and the dishwasher. Look at the nice cabinets, tons of space, nice extendable drawers so that you can reach everything. You're not trying to reach the very back of the cabinet. And again, we've got a spot where you can put a garbage can here, your cleaning supplies there. Newmar does a great job with all their cabinets. I've got this booth dinette set up for an intimate dinner for 2, or as a lot of RVers like to say, these coaches drink 6, feed 4, and sleep 2, or 6. We all know how important storage is. So with the booth dinette, you get these nice big storage trays under each bench. We also have the residential size refrigerator and freezer, and we couldn't live without this huge pantry. I love these extendable shelves. You can adjust the height so you can put your tall cereal boxes in here, oatmeal.
And again, they just give you tons of storage space. Here's our half bathroom. And remember, our half bath is fully accessible when you're going down the road and you have the slides in. Notice the beautiful vessel sink. That gives you extra counter space. And you also have the attachments for your central vac. We also have one of our 3 fantastic fans with a rain sensor. Welcome to the beautiful master bedroom suite. You can see with the slides fully extended, this is a very grand room. We have a full king-size bed here with the Premier Sleep Number mattress. We have light controls and shade controls at our fingertips on the ceiling here. We also have solid surface counter on both sides of the bed, which is huge. Everyone has a place to set their drink. And we have USB and 110 outlets on both sides of the bed. Notice the great storage above and below. Here we have our lovely wardrobe space. Again, beautiful cabinets, nice deep storage, hanging bar, our 4th Sony TV, 6 drawers that are nice and deep, and a full-length mirror. Behind these doors, we have the Whirlpool, washer and dryer. Notice how big this master bathroom feels. We have the cathedral ceilings. They added this in 2016. Gives you 6 extra inches of height. And we have the huge shower, 40 by 32. This is great with the standard shower seat and rain faucet. Here we have the great double vanity. I like to call this, as you know, the marriage saver. We each have our own space, our own medicine cabinets, and we have an extra outlet, 110 outlet here. We have 110 outlet there and there. Outlets galore, which is what we need, right? Nice extendable full-length drawers and tons of storage underneath the sinks. And a huge closet to boot. Here at National Indoor RV Centers, we like to usually always add the extra shoe storage space. Otherwise, that's just kind of wasted space. Lots of room for your shoes, folded items, more folded items here, hanging area, and you have your safe tucked away in the back over here. Another huge feature that they added in 2016 is the emergency egress door. So it's pretty seamless. You barely notice it here. You can only access this door from inside of the coach. Merely unlock the door. Merely unlock the door. Maybe we should test this beforehand. Voila! I finally got it, okay? But a great way if you need to get out of your coach in an emergency. Another thing I like to use it for is loading and unloading the coach. I hope that you found this walkthrough informative. At National Indoor RV Centers, service is our lifeblood. I, or one of the many RV lifestyle specialists, may be fortunate to sell you your first coach, but if we are fulfilling our mission statement here at National Indoor RV Centers, our service shop will sell you every coach thereafter. That is why we feel so blessed that we found a manufacturing partner in Newmar that is as committed to after the sale service as we are.
Well, all that's left is for you to come see us at National Indoor RV Centers. We'd love to meet you in person. If you can't come, pick up the phone or visit us on our website at NIRVC.com. We'd love to show you in person why our customers are customers for life.